Long ago, there existed a piece of merchandise shrouded in mystery and controversy. The PPTenshi t-shirt. Merchandise of Amane Kanata of Hololive 4th generation. Some described it as a ragged dust cloth, a remarkably boring design, a blatant ripoff, and above all, lame as shit. However, the shirt, polarizing as it was immortalized in artwork and meme culture, being featured in Holono graffiti and countless works of fan art and clips. This intrigued one Tommy Lamau, who sought out to obtain this legendary artifact for himself. The task seemed impossible, and with uncountable amounts of hurdles in the way, Tommy Lamau did the only thing he thought was sensible.
Yeah, so I paid over $100 to have a t-shirt shipped halfway across the world. You know, just as one does. There's a bit of a backstory behind this t-shirt, how it came into existence. Basically how it goes is, at the very start of her career, Amane Kanata, for one reason or another, had her channel decline for monetization, so she couldn't make money off of her streams or videos or anything like that. And this was, again, pretty early on in her career. It was very, very soon after her debut. So she was kind of in a tough spot, and one of the few things that she could do to make money was sell Amane Kanata related merchandise. But again, because this was a very new character, there wasn't a whole lot to have as far as merchandise goes. But she did have the PPTenshi joke, sort of, that Kiryu Koko made for her, and she used that, put on a t-shirt, and that's the story of this t-shirt, more or less. Now, the thing is, this t-shirt wasn't really a hit. Definitely not in Japan, and certainly not anywhere else. And there's a few reasons for why that is, which I'll go over. The first reason why this t-shirt didn't exactly sell was that it was way too expensive. Like, this t-shirt is 4,300 yen in Japan, which is roughly equal to 43 US dollars, and just for a t-shirt. Granted, though, if you bought this from Hololive store in Japan, what's also included is a voice clip of Amane Kanata as well, so you get a little bit of extra value. Me, I couldn't get that because I bought it third party, which we'll get into later. Yeah, the first reason why this thing didn't sell, way too expensive. Just $43 for a t-shirt, can you imagine that? Like, granted, some name designer brands sell t-shirts for like over $100. I mean, that's dumb in its own regard. I don't think paying anything more than like $20 for a t-shirt 9 times out of 10 isn't worth it at all. So this thing was just way too expensive on its own merits. It's $43 for a t-shirt. Now, the second reason why this didn't take off was that I don't know if you've seen some of the jokes surrounding this t-shirt that namely Kiryu Koko makes a lot, but it was also talked about a little bit in the Hololive anime thing, was that it's a lame as shit design. What you see is what you get, really. It's a big old PPTenshi smack in the middle, and then there's some writing on the right side of that. Yeah, it's a super lame design. Nothing on the sides, nothing on the back, just blue t-shirt, PPTenshi. What you're seeing is what you're paying for. And what you're paying is $43. So, it's not like one picture or like one word or something like that, but it's a very simple and lame design that you're paying a lot of money for. So, there you go. Third reason why this wasn't very popular is because, which it kind of ties into the second reason, the text doesn't really make a lot of sense. This, again, PPTenshi on the front, and then the side it says something. I might have gotten the translation wrong, but what I found online was basically what it says is PP has betrayed me, but I will never betray you, or something like that. I don't. Maybe this was from like a very early stream that I never watched, but I'm a pretty big Amane Kanata fan, and I have no idea what that's referring to. But yeah, it just doesn't make a lot of sense in general. And a fourth reason, kind of tied to the third and second reason, is that you're gonna get some pretty odd looks if you wore this outside. Again, there's just a massive PP in the center. I think most people in Japan can probably read the English alphabet and know the connotation behind PP, or like the meaning, I guess. On its own right, if you don't know what Hololive is, just PP Angel, like what the hell even is that? I can only imagine there's been some pretty awkward conversations that have evolved from the text on the shirt, so, you know, it would be a pretty weird thing to wear outside normally. So, yeah, that's that. And the fifth reason is that, again, Kanata was very new to the scene. She had debuted very recently. So not many people are gonna buy merch from someone who had just debuted. Granted, it'd probably be a lot different now since Hololive has such a massive following now, but back then you're probably not gonna immediately go out and buy merchandise from someone who had just introduced herself, basically. So not a whole lot of fans, not a whole lot of people who would be willing to spend a bunch of money on merchandise for her. And again, it's a lot of money. It's $43 for this. Add those all together, you're gonna get a frowny face. It wasn't a very large success. A lot of people sort of made fun of her for it, Kirikoko especially. But even amongst the people who watch her a lot, she actually kind of got some criticism because of how poorly the shirts were launched. I can sort of understand why, but I mean, again, it was a tough situation, so take that for what it is, I guess. Now, the story of how this particular t-shirt came into my hands is a pretty long one, and a pretty interesting one at that. Basically, I really liked Amane Kanata. She was one of my favorite Hololive people early on. This was roughly back in September, and I really enjoyed the ragged dust cloth joke. I thought it was pretty funny, and I thought it'd be pretty cool to have this t-shirt for myself. I could maybe include in some videos of me wearing it, and I thought it'd be a nice little thing to add to the channel, I guess. So I looked into it, and I wanted to get it for myself. And there were a lot of hurdles. The first hurdle being, I quickly found out you couldn't buy this in the official Hololive store and have it shipped to America. The Hololive store, I believe, only ships to Japan and like maybe some other surrounding areas, but as far as I know, only Japan. So you can't get this thing from the Hololive store if you live in the United States. What you have to do to get this shirt is you have to go to a third-party website. I think it's called Bai or something like that, which basically that website ships Japanese goods to America. I just said, you know, sure, why not? Let's buy it from here, and then they can ship it to America. The second hurdle was that sizing in Japan is very, very atypical from the United States. Basically, everything in America is a lot bigger, and clothing is certainly not the exception. Basically, how clothes in America are at least one size up from Japan. So if something in America is size small, then in Japan it's going to be medium or large or something like that, which confused me quite a bit. I never ordered Asian clothes. I've always bought them here, so I was very unfamiliar with how the clothing sizes works. I generally like my clothes very loose fitting. I like my clothes to be about maybe like a size up from what would a normal person would typically wear. So I figured maybe I'll order it size extra large in Japan. And this was the largest size that they had. The largest size they have is extra large. Granted, this thing is, I'd say, too big on me, I think. Extra large is what I ordered. This is a little bit too big, I think. It's very loose. It's not like unwearable. It's not like it fits, but it's slightly too big. Granted, I'm not a very large person. I'm only 5'8". 6'2" is what I meant to say. I was just joking earlier. I'm very tall, and awesome, and cool. That's just who I am. But I'm also quite skinny as well. So if you are either quite a bit taller than me or quite a bit larger than me, which there's a, somewhat of a chance that you might not be able to just fit in this at all. This is the largest size. It's extra large, and it's not very large at all by American standards. So that's another issue. Now, the biggest thing behind this shirt, the biggest sort of barrier, was the shipping. To get this shipped to America, between the extra fee of ordering it from that third party and the importing fee and all that stuff, shipping came out to roughly $80. So $40 for this, just on its own, and then an extra roughly $80 for shipping. $120 for a t-shirt. Yeah, not my most proud purchase, I would say. So much money. And to top that off, man, did it take a long time to ship. I ordered this back in September, and I figured that, well, you know, it would take roughly 2 to 3 months to ship over from Japan to here. So I'll order it to my college campus where I was at the time, and I'll pick it up, and we'll do some videos with it, and it'll be cool, right? Man, was I wrong. I didn't get any updates on the shipping until like January. So it took about 5 months to get here. The worst part about that whole thing was, by the time it actually arrived, I was long gone from my college campus. I was at home because it was winter break, so by the time it showed up, I was long gone. And it shipped to the college campus. So, problems. Fortunately for me, the college was nice enough to ship it to my home address after the fact, which took another few days, but I'm not even sure if they charged me for it. It was very nice. And yeah, it eventually arrived on my doorstep at January 8th, and I forgot the exact date when I ordered it, but it was roughly 5 months for one t-shirt. So 5 months, $120 roughly, a frowny face, once again. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still here, it's in my hands, so, you know, I guess there's only one thing left to do. Of course, I gotta put it on for the video, obviously. So this is the glorious PPTenshi t-shirt. What you're seeing is the extent of what it is, basically. Again, it's just text on the front, nothing else. That's kind of it. And yeah, it only took $120 in 5 months. But finally, I can wear it in a video and be proud of it. Kind of. I'm not really proud of it. It costs so much money. It is lame as shit. It's a ragged dust cloth, and it's beautiful. This is the front. This is the back. There's nothing on the back. I don't know why I showed the back. There's nothing on the sides either. Look. Nothing on the sides. It is exactly what you see right here. PPTenshi. So let's talk some pros and cons and whether it was worth it or not. So, start with the pros. It's actually pretty comfortable. I was pleasantly surprised by the quality of this t-shirt. I'm not sure exactly the material it's made out of. I could probably find it out. But it's pretty comfortable. Not like the most comfortable shirt I've ever worn ever. But the material is actually pretty nice to wear. And I don't know, I think it's quite comfortable. So again, I was pleasantly surprised by how comfortable it was. And it ought to be $43. Now the second pro is that it's funny. It's very, very funny. It's like whenever I look at myself in the mirror while I'm wearing this, I just laugh a little bit because I mean it's PPTenshi, you know. It's like the funny joke. I also kind of cry a little bit inside because this took $120 and 5 months of waiting, and this is the extent of yeah. So that's a little sad, but it's also quite funny. Tying into that, if you wore this outside, this would be quite a conversation starter. If someone watches Hololive, it's a pretty good chance that they'd recognize the PPTenshi sort of thing, I'd hope. And you could start some nice conversations with that. Maybe, I don't know, could be start of a budding new friendship or something. It's a nice little conversation piece, sort of. And yeah, that's about it. Other than that, it's just a normal t-shirt. It's a nice little light blue color. Black text. That's kind of it. Oh, and it'll make you seem like you're very, very foreign. I guess. Well, if you're me, you're obviously very foreign. But you can make yourself out to be one of those cool types who was totally into Japanese culture. And well, one could argue weeaboo, but when someone cool does that, they're a cool, you know, foreign type. But when we do it, we're weebs. Whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean, right? Like when like people with a lot of money or stuff like buy Japanese clothes, anything like that, that's like cool and all. When we do it, I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore. That's about it for the pros. The cons, there's two pretty big ones. One, it's so expensive. Maybe if you live in Japan, less so, but then again, $43 for a t-shirt is too much, but $120 total to have this shipped. Granted, I live on the East Coast again, so maybe the shipping's a little bit more, but this is a lot of money. This is a lot of money for a single t-shirt. And it makes sense, because normally when you're ordering something from Japan, it needs to be like an antique or something that's extremely rare. So it's a good reason you're importing something from halfway across the world. This is a t-shirt. I really can't stress that enough. Second one is that it takes a very long time between when you order it to when you actually get it. And again, granted, it takes a little bit longer because I'm on the East Coast. But this took like 5 months to ship. So, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I've heard some people actually order this from Japan and got it shipped a lot quicker, within the realm of like 3-4 months. But even that's a long time as well. So it's gonna take a while to get to where you are. And by that time, who knows? Maybe you're not even into Hololive anymore. Maybe this was just all a fad all along. I don't know. Another reason why you maybe shouldn't want to order this is that the implications of importing something all the way from Japan. I know international shipping creates a lot of pollution, and if that's something you care about, then it's something to consider. It's probably not a huge deal just for like one thing, but it's something to consider, I guess. Another problem, which was kind of listed as a pro early on, but it's also kind of a con, is that you're probably gonna get some strange looks if you're wearing this outside. Some people are probably gonna think you're a weeb. Some people think it's just gonna be weird because you got a big old PP on this front of your shirt. But just use your judgment. If that's something you're cool with, and if you kind of want the attention, or if you're okay with the attention, then it's whatever. But if you just kind of want to keep to yourself, you're probably not gonna be doing a great job keeping a low profile with this very unique t-shirt. Yeah. Another issue, sizing. I'm not a particularly tall person, and I'm fairly skinny, and this thing was just a little bit too big on me. So if you're on the larger side, or if you're quite tall, then there's a good chance that you're not even going to be able to order this with a size that fits you, because again, extra large is the largest size that they had available, and it fits me more or less fine. So something to consider. One thing I should note is that if you want this design on a t-shirt for yourself, it is available on Amazon, but it's 100% copyright infringement. Like, without a doubt, 1000% genuine copyright infringement. It is not sold by Hololive, it's not sold by a Hololive affiliated seller, it's just straight up infringement. So, there you go. I can't attest to the quality of that one, honestly. I have no idea, I didn't order it. But you're paying, I think, $15 for this compared to $120, and you're getting it within, like, I'd imagine a week as opposed to 5 months. So if you really, really, really just absolutely need this design on a t-shirt for yourself, then just go for it, man. I mean, look, I'm not your ethics professor, I'm not your conscience, I'm just an internet funny man. I think that's just about it. Sorry for the lack of videos this last week. I was actually waiting for new lights, so I hope you can tell the slight increase in quality. Don't ask me how much I paid for them. It was a lot, but I hope the lighting's a lot better because of that. And that's that. Thank you to Pascel for the narration. Pascel is a ENVTuber. He streams on Twitch, and his streams are always a blast, so be sure to check them out. Thank you once again for the intro narration there. I think that's just about everything. I will see you later, and I'm sure in the next video when I'm on camera, I'll also be wearing this, and basically just about every video. This is a show. I'm a real PPTenshi fan. You're not a real Amane Kanata fan unless you spend $120 and wait 5 months for shipping to get the genuine PPTenshi t-shirt. Unlike y'all fake fans, I'm a real fan, obviously. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. God, this thing really cost $120, didn't it? At least I'm a real fan. Thanks for watching. I don't know how to end this video, but peace.